But we have to tackle the age-old problem for men, or for some men. Man opens up after the struggles of dating in Los Angeles after getting stood up on a date. Now, you might have seen this clip floating around. Uh, I'm not feeling inclined to give disclaimers for everything. Disclaimer: if you easily get cringe at certain things, you might experience it here. But let's just hear what the brother has to say for himself about, like they said, his struggles. Now, it starts with the first one.
And apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say.
What you say?
Refresh it just so we know from the beginning.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Sorry, just give us more.
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up. And apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I bought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that I guess is out there for me. I know I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything.
Next one.
Yeah, but I guess real quick. So, the long story less long. You have a brother that was apparently stood up, waited for 30 minutes, which we've had a conversation about this, and I think we've all said, one of you might have said, yo, you would wait 30 minutes, but yeah, that's obviously debatably too long to be waiting. But anyway, without any indication that they're coming. So yeah, our brother stood up, and he's definitely getting off his chest, getting off his heart, getting off his chest about his thoughts on it. Seems to be relatively genuine in the sense that he's doing everything he thinks he should be doing, and he wants the end result of it. He's not out here just linking up just to link up. He does want a long term situation, but it seems like it didn't pan out for them. So I guess let's see what else they have to say about this unfortunate endeavor.
Everything that's right, and I just get stood up. Like, my feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there in the mirror by myself and realizing that nobody even cares about people anymore. Like, LA and dating shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love. To be kind to one another. Ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
Well, my brother, we're not ladies, and arguably you shouldn't. Ooh, hot take coming. You shouldn't go to a woman with this type of advice. You should go to men, but we're gonna give it to you regardless. So yeah, again, just kind of spilling out more of his heart. And actually, in this again, it's actually a couple different topics because they do bring up the point of just finding a partner or just finding somebody that's compatible with you. Should that be a hard endeavor or should it be relatively easy? What do you think of what if you were in a situation? Would you turn it into a positive and just go on a date by yourself and go get a meal and enjoy your time, or do you think you would reflect on this and think about all the things that you're doing wrong? But we've been on this mic for a while now, and I really just wanted to. My main thing was just to kind of get you guys' the best advice for men or a man struggling with landing and going on dates. Because come on, in this type of situation, what people need is words of encouragement and or advice, even if it's the real harsh truth. So let's hear it. We'll start with you, Ghost. What's your best advice?
God. I don't know. First advice, stop fucking filming these sob story videos in public because you just seem pathetic. Don't post it on social media anyways either because you just seem like crying for attention. But I guess if I'm trying to be productive here, I don't know, bro. Like, talk to a therapist or something. Like, I don't know what I got for him. Like, I don't.
You're
I
the
guess I
therapist. What
would
you
say,
mean?
for. I guess the first thing would be like I don't know how many incidents like this he's saying this about, or how many times this has happened. If it's just a couple, like yeah, it sucks. It sucks a lot, but you gotta have the mental fortitude to just press on until you find the right person. Because I mean, there's someone out there, but I don't know. He ain't gonna want to hear that shit because he been looking. So
Okay, so what you're saying, you just gotta keep moving forward. On to the next one.
I I guess I don't think I have anything productive for him. Sorry, bro, but maybe one of y'all got something better.
Well, that's why this is not a solo podcast where I try to come together to come up with the best piece of advice for people. Although I can already feel a trend here. But what about you, Ace? What's your best advice for a man out there, maybe like this guy, when it comes to dating and relationships?
Yeah. So I'll start by saying I don't know if something's wrong with me, but this actually made me feel sad for the dude.
I think that's a common thing people are feeling.
Yeah, that's the normal reaction,
Oh, okay.
sociopathic reaction of just feeling disgust. But
No, I not. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't feel disgust or anything like that. It's
yeah,
just,
you're doing the right thing. It's I'm wrong with that. I'm wrong with me, but
um, but yeah, my advice, like, is, I mean, uh, maybe this is a hot take, but like, maybe he should like consume some Kevin Samuels content and like
Oh
yo,
Lord.
become
dog,
a high value man. That's seriously, it's. I say it kind of jokingly, but at the same time, I do really agree with like working on yourself and um letting that be your focus. And you know, I don't really know how you approach dating and you become like you get to the point where you know, okay, I focused on myself enough, now I can start putting myself out there. Like maybe that's still something you try to do, like you still put yourself out there, but change the um I don't know, like the narrative in your head or whatever, or and like habits and things too, to the point where it's not about your sole focus is getting a woman. It's about improving yourself, and when the woman comes, um, they come, but that's not your sole focus. Your sole focus is again like working on yourself, and you know, Lord willing, the woman comes when she comes. Like I guess that's the advice that we've gotten all our lives, and it's something that I still am very much in agreement with. Um, but again, I mean, but then again, I'm single and 31, so that's like a disclaimer. maybe my approach is incorrect, um, but yeah, I mean, he's at the point where he's at, and he's feeling, doubtful or whatever. And as far as like words of encouragement, that's all I can really give, because I I can understand how dating could be, perceived as difficult, and especially he's somewhere like LA where the population is, it's a dense population, and he's still having trouble. So there's nothing else I can say, like, you should approach women this way, and it's a guarantee. Like nothing I can say in that regard. All I can say is, as far as working on yourself, and just trying to build your own self-esteem, build your, like, all of that, like that's the only advice I can give.
Yeah, I really want to say something to that, even to what you said about yourself, but I guess I'll save my input, which I'll actually give for this particular topic at the end. And then what about you, Wes? What's your best advice if you only have like a limited time to help a brother out that's going through this type of predicament in his life? What are you giving him?
Based on this situation, I would say something similar to it, but different. In that he needs to, well, and Ghost, he needs to continue. It kind of is a numbers game to find a person that you connect with, but I don't know how much conversation went on before the date, but
He said he was talking. I mean, again, I don't want to hyper focus on this particular brother, but he was
yeah,
texting,
yeah, yeah.
for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks isn't bad, but I just want to say, like, if he's investing a lot and thinking that this person is gonna be the world, and then he gets disappointed every time, that's a bad way to go about it, especially in a place like LA, which is notoriously apparently bad for dating. Everybody says,
Yeah,
"Oh,
you hear that a lot,
yeah." It's like, I
which is always
mean,
ironic.
I don't think I've heard that of
if
anywhere else, really.
if they kind of say that about Miami to a certain extent.
Okay,
If
well,
everyone in an environment is saying the dating pool or the dating scene is bad, doesn't that mean that everyone's bad, including you?
yeah, I mean, you're part of it, but but I don't know. There's something to be said about an environment influencing behavior, and maybe it just throws
Yeah.
everything off. So yeah, I think don't. He needs to not expect the world of every date, and also get to the date sooner so that you know if this person is a punctual person or if this person is respectful in the beginning or closer
Facts.
to the beginning. And then yeah, I mean, the work on yourself stuff is true. I think he needs some confidence to value himself, to realize that he is someone who's respectful, blah blah blah. But he needs the self-esteem and the dignity to say, hey, this is who I am. I don't accept people playing with my time, playing with my my whatever, my emotions, my serious demeanor. And so yeah, don't accept it, but don't take it to be that you're failing or you're not finding this. You have dignity and stand in it. So I understand too where Ghost is saying, like, don't post videos like this, because like it's not a good look.
Well, I think most people would agree with that sentiment. You guys are kind of feeding into the narrative that guys can't be honest or express their feelings.
He could have expressed them better.
I mean, the thing
Wait,
about
I
the thing
didn't
about
say
feelings
that.
in
Couldn't have
expressing
done
them.
it. Why are you posting it to social? Get a therapist. Express it to them. You can express
So
it
I
exactly.
have to pay money to express something.
The thing is,
Express it to your friends. My point. I don't want to see this.
the thing is, like I said,
So I can only express it in this narrow, and we don't even know if he has an
Yes.
abundance of friends.
Yes.
the
Yes.
thing is,
You guys are
If he
pushing a
doesn't have
dangerous
friends,
narrative. That's a
pray for
potentially
a
dangerous
therapist.
narrative.
the
I
thing
don't care.
is, women or people. Okay, yes, men need to express themselves. Men
No,
need
say
to
it
be
the way you
vulnerable.
want to say it. I like where you're going.
No. There's two parts to it, because I'm not just saying but the expression in front of the world is not the expression that you necessarily in front of your woman, a woman that you're courting or whatever. So then they don't want that. They don't want you
I'm
to
saying the
be.
narrative is guys can't be honest in general, in the
I
world.
know, but I'm saying women don't want you to be too vulnerable in public.
I said this take a long time ago, and y'all kind of give me pushback, so I find this ironic. But let me shut up.
I say it in the sense that you should present yourself as a confident man. You should present yourself as as someone with value, and
Sound
High
like
value.
Samuels.
you can still, huh?
I said high value. Some might say.
Oh my god.
But you can still speak on issues that need to be spoken on, and you can still express the fact, like something that let's say something like male friendship. male friendship has suffered in a way because men aren't as vulnerable as they could or should be with their male friends for fear of it looking weird, or there's a lot of things that there's a certain detriment that has happened, like, but that opinion can be expressed through a man still seeming masculine and not taking himself to a different level where he started getting emotional. And it's like, it's not to say that a man can never break down in public, but it's to say that, again, women want you to open up to them. They don't want you to
When they already
seem
like you,
weak
say the whole
or
thing,
to
please.
seem. Oh yeah. But of course, yeah. When you're intimate with them, when you're on a conversational level.
Well,
like
I
that.
mean, to be fair, sorry to cut you off, but if you don't know someone, man or woman, no one wants to be privy to someone breaking down. Like, it just makes you uncomfortable. It just,
Mm,
no one likes it,
yeah, but
man
That-
it's
or
yeah,
woman.
but it
no,
no.
no.
It's been shown that guys will receive women in this type of thing in different ways. Because what Wes saying is absolutely right. And I don't want to jump into it quick, but women not gonna find this attractive. He's not gonna get more dates from this. He's gonna get some. He's gonna get some women saying some sympathy words. In fact, Ace, go over to the next slide. He can get some women saying some sympathy words, like Kiki Palmer saying some nice things. But in reality, Kiki Palmer would never give this guy a chance. And there's no way, and there's no day of the week that she would give him a chance.
Bro.
On the reverse, if a woman was out here saying she's trying, she just wants to find a guy, she's ready to be a wife, there would be a line of guys like she won't even have to worry about. She'd have dates for the next 12 months.
Well, what was this when we had this topic, a similar topic? What was she crying about? Was it just friends in general? Or was it men? I can't remember.
Oh yeah,
It was Friends.
That's a good memory. Yeah, it was about friends,
Yep.
and she got a flooding outpour of support.
Did she? I thought people were kind of clowning on her, but I could be. I barely.
I don't remember
reaction.
clowning.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. There's gonna be more sympathy for women than men, but
Infinitely more.
uh,
This is the
It's
Kiki
fine,
Palmer
bro.
thing. It's almost
Be
like
a
a
man
slap
and
in the face.
Knowing Keith Palmer's character, they do have some level of sincerity.
No, yeah, of course.
My
of
main-
course, but-
My main point is, women will give you words of encouragement.
Yeah,
But that doesn't mean they're going to be
good
attracted
luck,
to you.
buddy.
If this dude if somebody says something like this to him, and then he's followed up with the next message, so are you free this week?
Yeah, it's gonna be ghosted.
It'd be ghost. Then be gone.
Literally. Oh my gosh. Sorry we cut you off, Wes. Did you want to add more to what you were saying before?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was anything else. It's just that, he has to present himself in a certain way, in a certain light, and he has to see himself in that light. He needs to have the self.
We were on the train of, like, based off what you guys were saying, guys can express themselves however and whenever they want. Basically, that's what y'all were saying.
Well,
But I think
I don't want people. I don't want men. Me personally, I don't want men or women. But you have even less of.
Okay. You
You
know,
have
quality.
less of a.
Wait, what was the question?
but the thing is, I think within the context of a greater story, okay, or it really depends on context, because if it's a dude who is, again, presenting himself as, okay, let's say he did something and he, unfortunately some people passed away that were close to him in some tragic event, and he was saving people from a burning building, I don't know, whatever. If you see that man, start to make a speech about life and whatever, and he breaks down in the middle of it, I don't think that's necessarily going to put people off.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
But-
I'm not saying that you guys are saying there's no case where a guy can cry, but you guys are trying to. And the question, if there is a question, is, and I'm not saying you were saying it, but they're kind of pushing back on him going online and expressing his feelings that he's feeling. And I'm saying you guys are kind of pushing the narrative that guys they're limited in the way they can express themselves when they're going to.
Yes.
That's what society is. Sorry. Bro.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that, yes, he might have been able
That's
to
what
get.
society is because of y'all. Let's be clear.
Hold on, he might have been able to get.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with them.
He might have been able to get these sentiments across in a better way. These same sentiments, in a more
Yes, we
in a way
agree,
which would have
but
garnered more.
we agree with that. But you guys are effectively saying, hey, if you're a male, if you were born with a certain, private, the way you express yourself has to be different. You can't do it in any, and admittedly, Ghost is saying women should be limited in some regards too. But y'all are putting even more limitations on guys. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this about this dude specifically, but in general, don't be a pussy, be a man. That's it.
I got you. You
The I
got it.
the only thing I would push back on, because you said society is like this because of us, and I don't think I definitely I don't think that's what Wes is saying, and that's not what I'm
Oh
saying.
no,
I think
not
society or the the negative fallout will come in the way that women look at him. If his goal is to get a woman,
necessarily.
he's kind of shooting himself in the foot. I mean, maybe there's some that will actually be feel sorry for him and would want to date him, but chances are slim to he can't even get a date just in LA without doing this. So I think he's shooting himself in the foot a bit. And that's where it's like, if you want to give yourself a higher chance, you don't show yourself to be vulnerable in public in this way.
Okay, that is a valid response. I could already push back and say you guys aren't helping it, but your point is very solid in the sense that it's not just
I mean,
men.
if you want to change the world, go change the world after you get a wife. I
Yeah,
don't
okay.
know.
Listen, you guys already know. Like I said, the crazy part is I was thinking these sentiments a long time ago, so you already know where I stand. But
And I say that obviously this the royal you. I'm not
Yeah.
singling nobody.
I guess just to give my piece on it. Obviously you guys are majority right, and when it comes to this, I kind of came up with like a three prong approach. Maybe that's not the right way to put it. Basically, I call it the level. What you need to keep in mind when you're in a position like this, and it increase and the levels of toxic or futureness that you need to look at it in. So the first part is, and it kind of goes in line with our conversation we had about rejection. When you get rejected, you shouldn't look at it too internally. Like at the end of the day, someone not having the decency to show up or give you a clear indication that they're just not interested, that speaks more on their character than you. And rejection is a part of life, and it's something you need to accept and get depressed over. Obviously, not saying that you won't, but you can't let it do on you. It's gonna happen. It happens. You got to be able to realize that it is not just a you thing. Now, increasing the level of toxicity a little more. Going to what you were saying, Ace. Yes, to be 1,000% blunt about it. When it comes to finding a mate in life, the mate that you actually want, the answer is you got to become a Chad. Like there's no ifs ands or buts about it. Being mediocre, it's not gonna work. Being below mediocre is definitely not gonna work. And obviously, depending on your race, maybe you would actually maybe be becoming a Tyrone or Jesus. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, you gotta become the best version of yourself. You just gotta do the work before you go out there and you buying women flowers and all this. That you gotta be their guy basically. And I obviously not to get personal, but even to go on what you were saying, Ace, I think that's something that we all have to try to apply in our lives and are continue working on. I think where it comes from, maybe us or you or anybody in general, it has to be a mix of the two. Because at some point where you have done a certain amount of work and you do feel relatively confident in yourself, and you realize that you have put in a significant amount of work and you have come from a place of less, you also have to couple that with actually going out and showcasing your attractiveness or going out and meeting people. So that's where I think that's how, like, if all you do is work on yourself, but you never actually go out and try to meet people or do that part of the process, then you could end up being a however-year-old person that also is not married yet either.
Yeah, good point. Very good point.
And last but not least, if you've conquered those levels of the dating process and you still need a little more toxicity in the equation, this is the part where hopefully no women are listening. But the fact of the matter is, to be good in life or succeed in life, things take practice. You got to realize you're not Allen Iverson. You need practice. You need to get out there, and even in the context of something like that, you have to experience it. Get good at it, and that may or may not. The light version of what I'm trying to say is I'm a proponent that men should have experience when it comes to the opposite sex to a certain degree. But if you want to, say it in maybe not so PC way, you damn near need to have some dates with people you don't find attractive and/or will see yourself long term. That's
Lower your standards.
Yes, you literally gotta put yourself out there. Go with somebody that you don't find attractive, and maybe they don't find you attractive, but you still get to do the dance of social interactions of like what they find attractive, what you did or didn't do wrong. You gotta practice. Get in the gym, not or I guess physically or literally and figuratively. Yes. But obviously, it's when it comes to advice like this, I think it can be helpful to some people, but real world application is something that you do gotta experience. So you just gotta get yourself out there. Oh yeah, and one other thing I'll add. If it means anything, and I was thinking about saying this earlier, but I don't know if that would change the dynamic of how you look at it. If anyone's feeling super, super, super sympathetic for his brother, take some level of comfort in. Allegedly, there's been a theory floating around that this is fake. That this guy is like kind of like a comedian. So
I hate fake videos, man.
Really? He looks like to hear more, but it's definitely not.
I hope for his sake it's fake, but
oh Lord have mercy. All the same, if there's nothing else, we can. Oh, that's actually the last topic.